Hey, good people, welcome to the Monversation, and it is your host, Donna. I would like to wish you a happy 2017, Happy New Year. I don't know about you, but 2016 was one of the roughest, toughest years that I had to endure, and I am just so glad for 2016 to be over. We're dealing with two other things that happened. First, there was 3 deaths within the family, and then there was other different things that I had to deal with in my business and personal life. So I am just happy to be in 2017 because there are lots of things that I am happy to leave behind. As for me, that's about me. What about you? What did you like to leave behind in 2016, and how did you celebrate? I decided to celebrate with people who have been supportive and have shown up for me even when I least expected. So that's how I spent my New Year's Eve. And of course, I had some nice bubbly as well. And that was from South Africa. I think it was the Sauvignon Blanc, the Four Cousins, but I will review that later. Anyway, as I was talking about what happened to Donna's Melange still exists. It's just that I found that with Donna's Melange, it was mainly about me and the things that I did, which was food, wine, and travel. And yes, I love food. I am the ultimate foodie. Yes, I love my wine, and I love to travel. But the thing was, I didn't feel like I was connecting with you as a whole, as an audience. And then when I started doing the Monversation, I realized that people were resonating and actually getting motivated and encouraged by the messages. And Monversation actually was birthed by the conversations that I had with my clients and friends throughout the year of things that they were dealing with, whether it was in their businesses or personal lives. So the Monversation, the concept is, it is supposed to give you permission to grow. And Monversation actually comes from Monday motivation, which means on Monday I will try and put a quote from some of the thoughts and some of the discussions that I had with my clients, and then you can interpret them or have your own analogy in the way that you like. But mainly, the whole idea is for you to have a conversation with yourself, because I don't know anyone who's had to make an important decision and not ask themselves aloud, is this what I really want? And on the other hand, most people, sometimes when you think of something and then you say it out loud, then sometimes it could sound less smart than how it sounded like in your head. So in this way, we're able to encourage ourselves and high-five ourselves and give us encouragement for the rest of the week. And it gives me great pleasure to have this podcast on the first week of 2017. What a pleasure and what an honor. So before further ado, I would like to let you know what this week's Monversation is about. This week's Monversation is about you do not have to wait for New Year to set goals, intentions, or achieve something. You can start anytime, any day, or any month. When you say New Year, new things, you are selling yourself short. Every day is new and a chance for a fresh start. Don't take it for granted, as there are many who wished they could see this day. As we all know, not everyone made it to 2017. And for us who made it, we are more than survivors, like we are thrivers. So if you survive something and you're able to go on despite the adversity, just know that you are a thriver. Another thing that I would like to talk about is when people set goals, usually, especially, they just wait 364 days in a year, and that one particular day, they decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the next 363 left. 365 days left in the year. So what people usually do is they just write it down, and then they don't try to achieve anything. Or if they do, they've probably overwhelmed themselves with unrealistic goals that are not achievable in the time frame that they thought they would. So actually, goal setting is not that hard. You can decide to do it monthly, quarterly, or within 6 months of the year. So you do not have to really wait for a year to end, or a year to be about, or you do not have to wait, you do not have to wait for a year to end for you to set goals. You can reset any time between the 365 days. It could be something you want to achieve within 15 days, and they say that it takes 21 days to form a habit. So it takes you about 3 weeks to form a habit. So if you're not able to be consistent within the 3 weeks, you have more weeks within the year to try again. And when it comes to setting goals, sometimes when we're trying to set our goals, we could actually only have one goal set despite the 10 or more goals that we are planning on setting. And the reason I say this is sometimes I have clients who have written different goals, but then when I look at them, they all point to one thing. It could either be financial goals, or it could be health. Like, for example, this is what I do when I set goals. I will give you a tip. So I set my goals usually in October, because I already know what I want to do for the rest of the year. And that's when I usually evaluate how much I have achieved in the goals that I set last October. And before I continue to break down the goals, I just want to remind you that sometimes not all these goals can be completed or achieved within a year. So what you can do is you can still push them over to the following year. For example, when I wrote down my goals in 2013 for 2014, I managed to complete 7 out of the 10 goals that I had written the previous year, and the rest actually were able to be completed in 2015. So do not beat yourself up if you haven't achieved your goals. So as I continue, so this is how I break down my goals. So there's health, financial, spiritual, self, and others. That's health, financial, spiritual, self, and others. So health basically would be fitness. It could be my diet, what I eat. Am I gonna continue on this journey of clean eating, or am I gonna try and be more vegan or more pescatarian? Well, I prefer to be in a more plant-based diet, so I try to avoid meat as much as I can, but I really love fish, so I try to eat fish as much as I can too. But hopefully one day I might transition to be fully vegan at some point. But everything is a step. Like I said, it takes 3 weeks, 21 days to actually set a habit. Okay, financial, in that sense, I think about what I want to invest, how much money I want to make within a year or in a certain amount of time. And then spiritual, last year with everything that I went through, my theme for last year was compassion. I had to look at people in a different aspect. I could not judge people just based on their actions. I had to look at them in a different dimension, because not all of us think alike. I think differently from someone else, although you may have friends who kind of resonate with you and think in the same way. They're definitely aligned with you, but there are some people who may not understand you or try to hurt you in a way. So my theme for last year was to have more compassion, and I can tell you I struggled with it heavily. So for self, I could probably take myself out on a holiday, or maybe learn something new, like maybe take up singing lessons or dancing, or just do something out of my comfort zone. It could be writing more. Like now, I managed to post a video about the Monversation on YouTube. You can check that out. I will probably post the link on one of my social media sites. But then the last goal, which is the 5th goal, is others. So I try to do something nice for other people. So it could be either spending time with family, or doing something nice for my mom, or writing more handwritten letters. So, or spending time with street children in street children in a rehabilitation center, or doing something for others that I've never done before. So that way I'm able to meet my needs, because health, I always feel, is health. Health is wealth. So if your health is not good, you're not able to function, you're not able to think right. So these things fall together. Or maybe it should have been health, spiritual, financial, but it doesn't matter which order you decide to put it in. But I think it'll help you break down what's more important to you, because sometimes we just need a base, and you don't necessarily need to have the same goals that I do. You could probably just only have financial goals for the rest of the year. And so when you achieve these goals, what do? Success is usually defined by you, because one person's success may be another person's failure. So do not sell yourself short just because you didn't achieve something, and do not sell yourself short just because, other people think less of you. That should not be the case. But on the other hand, what I'd like to say is, how do you measure your successes? Is it through money? Is it through social media likes? Is it through smiles? Is it through rewards? Is it through relationships? Is it through moments? Or is it in business, in the amount of contracts? Whatever you do, just know that whatever you set out to achieve, if you work on it, you will definitely surpass your wildest dreams and imaginations. And the thing is, for the theme of the quote for this week is, just do it, don't wait, because there are many people who waited and probably didn't make it. And just being in 2017, I know our world has been a bit crazy of late with all this terrorism attacks and different things that happen within the world. But then the one thing that is constant is that everything that happens in our lives is a set of mindset. So how are you going to step up for yourself, and how are you going to show up for yourself to ensure that you achieve your goals, if that is what you want to achieve? So before I leave you, I have one more quote, which is not mine. I'll try and share other people's quotes. But what I would like to say is that, you can always find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and that's Donna's Melange. That's DONNASMELANGE.com. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, which is Donna's Melange, which I said. And if you're looking for a life strategist, you can always email me on monversation@donnasmelange.com. And if you're wondering what my qualifications are, I have a background. I have a master's degree in global human resource management, and I specialize in leadership and performance management. So I am able to help you not only because of what I studied, but I am able to help you because of the experiences that I have. I have a friend that I talked to, and she said that as that I probably have 20 years of experience more than what my age actually is. So I would like to leave you with this quote before I leave. So it is from The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It is madness to hate all roses because you got scratched with one thorn, to give up on your dreams because one didn't come true, to lose faith in prayers because one was not answered, to give up on our efforts because one of them failed, to condemn all your friends because one betrayed you, not to believe in love because someone was unfaithful or didn't love you back, to throw away all your chances to be happy because you didn't succeed on the first attempt. I hope that as you go on your way, you don't give in, no, give up. The Little Prince, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And that is the second quote of the week, that just know that just because you don't achieve something immediately or when you want to, you necessarily do not have to give up. Like they said, I hope that as you go on your way, you don't give in nor give up. And that is it for the Monversation. Hopefully, we can talk more about wine or something else. But this is a conversation. This is a space, and I will probably see you on the internet, and on Instagram. I will probably post this quote that I have, my Monversation quote. But then you should try and read The Little Prince. It is such a good book with lots of wisdom tidbits and everything. But I would love to wish you a happy first week of 2017, and thank you for listening. And that's it. Ciao.